Hello, and welcome to the Movie Test of Time, a podcast about revisiting our youth through the only medium that matters, the movies. Thanks for joining us. My name is Andy Young, and I'm one of your uplifting, ladder climbing hosts. Joining me, as always, is our other uplifting and ladder climbing host, Beth Martin. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
Did I ever tell you I fell off a ladder when
Oh,
I was a
God.
kid? Yeah.
Tell me more.
So my parents were like building a beach house. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Uh, but apparently stairs are like one of the last things that you put up.
Okay.
So there was a ladder that spanned from the downstairs to the little like upstairs. It wasn't like a big beach house. Anyways, my mom was upstairs doing something, and I was like two, probably three, two
Oh,
and a half, mobile, not verbal, annoying, and climbed the ladder. And my mom like turned around and I was like on the top rung, like,
how old were
hi,
you,
mom.
sorry?
Like two and a half,
Jeez, okay,
probably.
wow.
Yeah. And she was like, Beth, come here right now. And I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. So I like,
Backed away.
I just backed away and I fell and landed on my head.
Yikes. Wow. And that was
Yeah.
probably like some height as well. I'm thinking
Yeah, it
about
was
six
probably
foot or
like,
so.
no, it's probably like 14 or 15 feet.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's wow. Okay. Were you falling in sand at least?
No, it's like the floor.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go somewhere a little sad, but it's happening right now.
Uh,
Rob Reiner.
I know.
I'm like so upset.
Yeah, that was some wild shit.
I know it's still like unfolding. So we're recording this a little in the past.
Yeah.
I'm sure more information will come out, but it's just like this whole thing is just such a fucking tragedy.
It is.
And the amount of people that it's involving is just insane. All these names, and I'm just like, I can't believe it
Yeah.
either. Like, I just watched Wolf of Wall Street not that long ago, and he plays like Mad Max, like his dad.
Oh, he's his father. Yeah, I'd
He's
forgotten
like,
about that.
yay,
Yeah.
and just like screaming at him, like, who spends $26,000 on fucking signs,
Yeah.
right? Like, I can't quite believe it. And his wife, Michelle, who, like, they met, I think, on The Princess Bride. So it's just like,
Yeah. I like
holy fucking shit.
that it's looking like his son was involved is just absolutely heartbreaking. Like it's just
Yeah.
so harrowing. Yeah.
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 So, I just want to wish the family,
Yep.
like, I
I
can't even do, like, I'm too sad to even watch his movies at this point.
it's
So,
impossible to imagine what that must be like. Do you know like in terms of, it's coming up to Christmas
yeah.
and your
Yeah.
brother potentially has murdered both of your
Yeah.
parents. That
Allegedly, yes.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
potentially. Yeah. Sorry, yes, yeah. It's
Yeah.
so yeah,
In America, you
what?
have to say allegedly.
Or you get your
That's like
ass
a,
sued.
yeah, probably.
You see, Donald Trump suing the BBC for $5 billion
I sure did.
for defamation.
$5 billion.
How do you
dollars.
justify? Like, I know that he just goes insane, so he gets a settlement that's still high, But that's where do you get that number from? It's just madness. Like, it's
It's
absolutely insane.
literally, it's like Dr. Evil.
It is. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. He's just like pulling, you know,
Yeah. But anyway,
yeah, yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
so there you go. I feel like I should let everybody know. And I told Beth before we started here, I have the
Yes.
flu. I feel deranged, so this could be our most gas leak coded episode ever, and we've had some
Yeah,
gas leak coded episodes for sure. So just
yeah,
just just warning you ahead of
yeah.
time.
And he's having fever dreams and
Yeah,
not sleeping. So
yeah, fun. So yeah, my energy
he's
is gonna
a,
be weird
yeah,
today,
it's
folks.
good. He's got a big
Um,
old shit-eating grin on his
oh
face.
yeah. So yeah, that's been interesting. And it's again because like I feel like I was thinking about it because sometimes especially around this time of year, I get a cold or whatever, and I'm like, "Is this
Yeah.
cold? This is the flu." It's hard for me to tell. And this time,
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, I haven't had the flu in decades, clearly because this is kicking my ass in a way
Yeah.
that I haven't with any of the colds I've had in the past however many years of my life. So I think it's probably in my 20s since I had this, but just the kind of fevery sort of nature of it, the kind of body aches, the shivering and things like that. And I'm just like, oh, this sucks ass. So yeah,
Yeah. Do you guys, well, I don't want to talk about vaccines. I'm like, did you
we
get your flu
have
shot?
we have flu shots. There's flu shots, and there was a drive to for people to get flu shots this year because they were predicting that numbers were going to be very, very high, and it has happened. A lot of people are going into hospital with like flu,
Yeah.
with the flu.
It's
So
bad. They're calling
yeah,
it the super flu.
yeah,
So,
yay.
yay. And like, times are like we've tracked a pandemic, right? So we know how fast things spread around the world, literally. So it's probably like the same flu that everybody
Oh,
seemed to have.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
And like, yeah.
the amount of
I'm
people who
sorry.
like don't, and I mean, like, I get it to an extent because, like, I mean, I'm in a different position right now in that if I don't work, I don't get paid. So, like, I am not doing everything, but like, I'm still anything I can get away with doing, I am doing it. But like, um, you know, people will just
Except
go
for
into,
except for this.
okay, well, except for this. Well, I thought, felt, like I said, like, I felt like it would be interesting an experiment to do it like this, and let's see what it devolves into. I will try to keep the coughing to a minimum. Apologies, folks.
Oh, rough. Do you have tea?
Huh? I
Do you
have
have
tea.
tea? Okay.
Um, what? Any other crack with you, or anything else going on? Did you
Uh,
get the um?
Stem cells?
Yeah.
I did. I went Friday. So I can't remember if I told you this or not.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember who I told what. I know I told you, but I don't know if I told our listeners that yeah, I had a reaction and I got
Yes.
stuck at the border between Tijuana and San Diego this last month. So Mike went with me this time and got to see kind of like come out, get it, wait. The guy comes and the doctor comes and picks me up and takes me to this like beautiful building and like he was like, yeah, this is definitely different than your old stem cell place outside of Guadalajara. He's like, there's no like, IV bags on hangers. I'm like, nope, this is a reputable, like,
This one seems properly professional and
yeah,
legitimate. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I like pre-gamed and took like two migraine pills,
Okay.
and that helped. So it was fine. I still got one, but it was like, and I, went to bed and slept for 20 hours and woke up feeling fucking fabulous.
Nice. Good. Well,
So,
glad to hear it.
yep,
Perfect.
yep,
That's
yep,
exactly
yep.
what we're looking for.
I know, right? Love it.
Um.
Also, I'm in packing hell because we fly out
Oh
Friday.
yeah.
We'll be gone for a couple weeks,
Oh yeah.
down in the South Pacific. So,
Beautiful. Um. I have wanted to talk to you because, like, what I have been doing, just because I have basically, on the down low. I did get one outing before this kicked in, but I wanted to talk to you both about um Jay Kelly, which I think you watched.
I did.
What did you enjoy it? So Jay Kelly,
I
if anyone doesn't
did.
know,
I
is a
did.
movie that's on Netflix.
With George Clooney,
Hmm.
and
Adam
he's like
Sandler.
an, yeah, oh God. He's like an aged actor. Adam Sandler's like his agent, and it's just talking about kind of like it's him coming to terms with all the things that you come to terms with when you
Yes.
get older.
And how, like, isolating his career has maybe
Mhm.
been for him and things like that, and
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
what does a career like that mean? Because he's like hyper famous. It's interesting. I thought there was some really fun stuff in there. I really enjoyed it, I must say. Like, I
I
did have.
loved Adam Sandler's
He
character.
was so good.
He was calling everybody puppy.
That's so nice.
I
Well, it made me want to start calling people Poppy. I'm thinking about
know.
it.
I know,
Thinking about
right?
building it into my vocab.
Did you like
Um,
it?
hmm? Yeah, I
Did
did.
you
I
like it?
did. I think that, like, I had to. I think I've told you recently that I have had to, like, break up films, and I did have to watch it in two halves, but I still really enjoyed it. However, I did watch Wake Up Dead Man last night all the way through in one sitting because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know if you've seen that.
What is it?
So it's Wake Up Dead Man. It's the new film in the Knives Out Glass
Yes,
Onion
yes, yes,
series.
yes, yes. I've
It's
been waiting for that because, like, I, I want I want Mike to watch it with me
yeah,
for some reason because it's like he liked the other ones.
yeah. I
So I
think
try and
and
hold
it's
on to those. Like,
as things you can watch together. Yeah, because you might
yeah,
enjoy them. No, this
yeah.
one's real good as well. I've really enjoyed it. And again, it's like two and a half hours, and I was just like transfixed. There was no way I was switching that off. I was just like
Okay,
loving it. And it's also like
okay.
I'm in a position where I'm like huddled up underneath a
Yes,
blanket, so it's perfect movie watching
yes.
times.
Whatever
Um,
will take your mind off of feeling like shit.
Yeah. I also had like a I kind of how would I describe it? So some colleagues that I used to work with in a job years ago, we're still kind of friendly and we see each other every now and again. And we organized like a kind of Christmas drink session on Friday night. I think this is where I got the flu, honestly. I think one of the guys in
Probably.
particular in our chat was like, "Oh, I've on Saturday morning was like, I've woken up with a brutal flu, brutal flu. Good luck, guys." I was like,
Ah.
"Yay!" So, um. Yeah, it was lovely. It was really nice to see them. It's interesting, like it's interesting seeing people you don't see all the time and having to catch up and seeing where they're at and seeing, what they're thinking about things and stuff. But it was lovely. It was one of these, it's one of these groups of folks that it's like, no time has passed whenever you see them, and I always kind of love that. But one of the things I found really interesting was like because we were talking about like, people always, whenever you don't see people in ages, they're like, Andy, what are you doing? And I'm like, ah, Jesus Christ, where do I start with that? I don't
Yeah.
even know how to,
Yeah.
I can't talk about that easily. Like, I am, doing this, obviously. I am teaching yoga. I'm doing dog walking. I'm also trying to like set up my own business. That's kind of like a therapy type thing with board games for kids. And it's hard to like truncate that and make it,
Synthesize it into like a nice sentence
yeah.
that's not like, whoa, like what? Explain this.
And like
Yeah.
so many of them were like, we can do that. We feel very risk adverse. You don't feel very risk adverse at all. And I'm like, that's interesting. And it's a perspective on me that I hadn't heard before because I was like, I feel like I'm quite cautious, certainly in terms of things like adventure sports type things, that sort of stuff. Like I am, like but like I suppose I am. I do like roll the dice in a lot of things, a lot of the time, and I just had never thought about it before, and it was a nice sort of comment, I think.
Isn't it nice when someone says something about you in a way that like you hadn't thought of yourself
Yeah,
and it gives you insight into yourself and it makes you feel good about yourself.
yeah, it was nice, and also unexpected because it was like you know. In classic Andy style, I was being like, no, reject, reject. And then I was like, you're probably right there, actually. I do tend to like
Yeah.
roll the dice and like I do and like I'm not shy about like, if something's not working, just kind of nip it in the bud and like moving, and
I
and
mean,
seeing what's next.
anyone that's like, sure, I'll go to North Korea because
Yeah,
I
it's
want to try
true.
the beer. It's like, what the fuck?
Not once, but thrice. Going
Rice,
to North
right? I was
Korea,
like
yeah.
more than one time too.
Yeah, it
You
was itty.
and when you were here and you like crawled out on Potato Chip Rock,
Yes, I did.
I sure didn't.
It was
I was like, one of these days that fucking rock is gonna break in half,
yeah,
and that's my luck, right?
yeah.
So
Um,
yeah,
that was a good photo. So I still love that photo. I use that photo
I
on a lot of my
know,
social
I
media
know,
stuff. It's great.
yeah, I know, because I
Um,
took it.
yeah, it's true. Um, yeah, okay. So do you have any what's occurring for us?
I do. So, uh, someone commented on our episode about strange days, which Andy's like, how is this possible?
Hmm.
Um, because we're in the past and now the future. Anyways, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So they said, holy shit, did you watch Strange Days? I've been pushing it on my friends. It is the New Year's Eve movie
Yeah.
to follow the alt Christmas movies, like alternative Christmas
Hell
movies. I
yeah.
dearly hope Andy has been doing the same. My take, Strange Days is one of the last, if not the last, of the big budget sci-fi movies made for adults only. The
Yeah.
Matrix was paradigm shifting, sure, but it's okay for younger audiences in a way. Like, yeah, it's totally true. That Strange Days is not. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting
It is.
take.
Yeah, it is. And I think
Yeah.
that like I totally hear that. And it's one of the things that I have kind of noticed. And I think, today's movie is kind of a good example of that as well, is that like it feels like the sort of movies we just don't really get anymore. Like, and I'm not like, old man yells at cloud going, oh, they don't make movies like they used to. But I think that just like it felt kind of meandering and kind of like um I don't know what else, but like, but it still was cohesive, it still had a compelling, had a compelling world, compelling story, compelling characters, and I feel like, a lot of modern films seem like they're designed a lab to like cut any of the fat. So a lot of the kind of extraneous stuff is just, especially in big budget films. I think there's space for that in smaller films, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think he makes some really good points there.
Yeah. So thank you for writing in. That was very interesting. And yeah,
Love it.
they were also talking about all of the actors that they loved
Yeah,
and how badass
Mace was
dr- what's that?
Mace or Angela Bassett's character.
I mean, yeah, everybody.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, truly
And
everybody.
also like Catherine Bigelow being a complete badass also.
Absolutely agree.
So yep, agreed. And that's what I
Love
have
it.
there.
All right. Do you have any other what's current first, Beth, or shall we move on to our
We
subject for the week?
can move on.
All right. So this week we are looking at Working Girl. It's I guess a Harrison Ford movie because his name
I
comes up at the
guess.
start, but like he
Well,
doesn't appear
yeah.
till like 35 minutes into the film,
Yeah.
and it's like Harrison Ford, it's Gordy Weaver, and then
Yes.
Melanie Griffith, and it's like
Yes.
she's the star,
Yeah.
but
So
I guess she wasn't a big enough name at the time.
she was unknown. So yeah, so the way that they and this is well, we'll get into Mike Nichols, but the director,
Yeah,
but yeah, it was definitely like I was watching it with the kids and Mike because I was like there's like a couple scenes with like lingerie, but like
there
the
are.
kids they don't see that as like being an issue yet.
Yes.
Anyways, but yeah, so quick synopsis. Tess McGill is a frustrated secretary struggling to forge ahead in the world of big business in New York City. She gets her chance when her boss breaks her leg on a skiing holiday. McGill takes advantage of her absence to push ahead with her career. She teams up with the investment broker, Jack Trainer, aka Harrison Ford, to work on a big deal. The situation is complicated after the turn of her boss. And, there's like romantic hijinks in this as well. So, yeah, it's definitely like we're on our Harrison Ford non-action movie kick.
Yeah.
And
100%.
uh, I like, I kind of I was like, where I wanted more of him in the movie
Yeah.
generally, but I also thought that like this is like peak Harrison Ford movie star. Like every scene he's in, he's doing something interesting.
He is. It's true.
So I think even though his part A shouldn't have top billing and
Yeah.
B uh was much smaller than I remember.
Yeah.
It's still like as memorable as it could ever be.
Yeah. He's
So
still
like when he's
good.
like changing his shirt in his
So
office and the
good.
blinds were open and like all the like secretaries are clapping because he's like looking hot and he's like takes a bow. It's just like
I
a
I
perfect
wrote
scene.
the note I wrote about that was everybody's horny for Harrison, which it feels like
Yeah.
stating the obvious, but like
Yes.
come on.
Yes.
The other one as well, I loved that really kind of sticks out when you're talking about that was there's a scene later on where they go to this like island themed wedding reception, and he picks up two of these massive cocktails and he just looks skeptically at them, like puts his mouth over the straw, downs one completely, and then moves over to the second one. It's like the you rock.
Yeah. And then after that, I wrote this down. She goes, so they like ambush, they're trying to make this deal happen. They work in I love this as a career. They work in mergers and acquisitions. And
Uh-huh.
so they buy, they merge and acquire, and then they break up probably companies and sell them off into tiny chunks. Anyways, so like he downs these drinks at this wedding that they're not invited to, and she's in the bathroom, uh, like I don't, freaking out. And he walks in, he's down these drinks, he goes into the bathroom stall, she's outside, they're chatting about like what they're supposed to be doing, and then he runs out of the stall and sticks his finger in his mouth after peeing and like makes a pop sound and then like zips out of the bathroom. And I'm like, he didn't even wash his hands.
No.
And
Just
also like hilarious. Like,
brilliant, like just
yeah,
insane. Like his
yeah,
energy is just absolutely wonderful. Like it's just
yes,
such a joy. I mean, like
yes,
I really felt that like all the three leads were just a joy to watch. Like,
yes.
I love, I'd forgotten Sigourney Weaver in this. Like, I also think Melanie Griffith is wonderful in it as well.
Mm.
Also, some great kind of
Alec Baldwin,
yeah, sleazy boyfriend
Joan
turn.
Cusack. Oh my God.
So the thing I wrote about whenever I first saw Jun Cusack, because it's like the first scene you see the two of them together because Jun Cusack's her friend. And they've both got these like real 80s hairstyles, like and their hair is completely fucking blown out. And what I wrote down with this was, should I do my hair like that? Just get a fucking blowout. I
Yeah.
think I have to,
It's
right?
like you need like a whole can of Aquanet
Yeah, yeah,
though.
yeah.
And
Okay,
it's like, yeah.
could be worth it.
Well, it was like I remember like being, 80, like we grew up in the 80s and
Yeah,
like big hair and the eye makeup. Wow.
yeah,
Wow. But like it was a thing. Big hair was a thing.
yeah.
And that eye makeup was like the way that they were dressing and looking, like that was super hip.
Even like the volume, like I mean, like later on she gets her hair cut, and just the volume of her short hair is insane. Like it's absolutely
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You should totally
fantastic.
get a blowout.
Okay,
You,
all right, I'll do it.
yes.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it.
Yes, yes.
Um, so yeah, as Beth was saying, it's directed by Mike Nichols. A storied director. I think I use that word a lot, but he is like, and is probably most famous for The Graduate. I would
Oh,
say.
yeah.
I think probably his most famous film, but he directed a ton of films. He directed a ton of like stage musicals, a ton of stage plays and things like that. So he had like a very kind of like varied career. Um,
Is he still alive?
no, he's not. Unfortunately, he died in
Uh,
2014, 2015, I believe.
okay.
But here's some pretty rad news about him. He has an EGOT, one of the only one of the only
Seriously?
21 people in history who EGOTed.
Holy
And
shit.
right, and also, which I thought was very cool was he was, because it'll be appealing to the both of us. He was on an improv team when he was coming up, which were predecessors to Second City, which is where Chevy Chase, Bill Murray,
Yep. All of
Tons,
them.
Dan Aykroyd, all those sort of
Yep.
people kind of came from.
Yep.
So I thought that was cool. But yeah, an insane career. But like also, you're going through this stuff and you're looking at his bio, and I was researching him, and it's like Mike Nichols signed a petition that said that Roman Polanski should be allowed back, and it's like no,
Uh, Never meet your heroes. Never. Now
ah,
it's like never Google your heroes.
no, exactly. But by and large, all good, and he had an incredible career. And again, he's got an EGOT, so therefore a legend forever. He only got like the fight. I think it was a Tony in 2012, so he got that like just a few years before he died. So he just completed that a few years before his death.
It's funny. This is totally off topic, but like uh the Epstein files keep releasing information and photos, and one of the are you barfing?
No, no, no,
Oh, okay, good. That would be fun for our
wouldn't
listeners.
it?
That's not, yeah, no.
If we're rolling the dice on that, I think me shitting
Yeah.
myself is more likely. So,
Okay.
woo, party,
This is the best recording ever.
right?
What was I even talking about?
Um,
Just thinking about you shitting your pants.
sorry.
That's okay. I don't
Uh,
remember what I was talking about.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
so
mhm.
yes. So this has the least amount of information about why this script was written than I've ever read about any movie ever. So Kevin Wade is the screenwriter. He did like Meet Joe Black Jr. with Harrison
Ooh,
Ford, where he's like pregnant.
yes.
True Colors, Mr. Baseball. So he's got like, interesting, different movies. He also wrote this. So he got the idea after he was in New York City in 1984 and witnessing throngs of career women walking through the streets in tennis shoes while carrying their high heels. So this is like kind of like at the beginning of the movie, all these secretaries and assistants like walking, like taking the ferry over the Staten Island ferry, and like, yeah, you get to your cubicle and you take off your sneakers and you put on your high heels and
Yep.
like because there's no way you can walk the streets of New York City. major distances in high heels. So, and I
Absolutely.
remember like my dad explaining that to me and being like, yeah, that's like still how it is a lot of times. Uh, and also like the big hair, he was like, yeah, all of this is
Wait,
accurate.
was he explaining it in relation to this movie, or was he just
Yes.
explaining it generally? Okay, what
Yep.
what age would you have seen this?
Um, so it came out, what year did it come out?
86, I believe.
So probably like, probably,
Idiot.
I probably would have been, like 9 or 10.
Okay, nice. And
Yeah.
you saw it at the time then, like whenever it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, that's it. And then he was
amazing.
like, I have this idea, and that was it. Normally it's like, and then, it was actually me. I was the dad in the Mosquito Coast, right? So that didn't happen with us.
Amazing.
Good
Yeah,
job, Kevin Wade, for not really giving us any information.
I feel like I know that I saw it. I've seen it before,
Okay.
but I don't know when. Like I don't think it would have been at the time, but I don't think it would have been long afterwards.
Yeah, I've seen this probably like 30 times.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of my like feeling bad or sick, like watch Working Girl, feel better.
Yes. It was just like it was such a tonic. Like because I was again, it was another one I watched it yesterday and I was just like feeling a bit yeah. And then
Hmm.
it was just so lovely. And it was just like again, I think I'm gonna talk about this in a minute, but the music was really helpful in that regard as
Oh my
well.
fucking God, the
Right?
music. Yes.
And it was just a lovely sort of kind of energy to spend time with, I think.
Yeah, so the song um that uh
A Carly Simon song?
yeah, so it's called Let the River Run,
Yeah.
but it was originally called uh Hymn of Wall Street, which I kind of
Oh,
like too.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And I get okay, like this song, you guys like literally go listen to it and you'll remember. You've heard it before. It's wonderful.
It is absolutely wonderful and it plays a lot through the film. And like I think there's a number of her different songs are played and also like Lady in Red plays and stuff as well. It's just such a great selection of stuff.
I
So
just feel like I don't ever listen to Carly Simon,
no, it's true. I think
and
that
I
like
should.
yeah, I mean like she's an incredible musician and I think I've only listened to like her sporadically over but like yeah, I think she'd be somebody who'd be worth like doing a deep dive with and kind of
Mhm.
hearing all of her stuff. Um, so along with Carly Simon, the composer was a guy called Rob Mounsey.
Who?
Rob Mounsey.
Muncie.
Yeah, and he was like primarily a musician, like and a piano player. He did like some composing work for movies and TV. This is one of his most notable sort of like movie works. He also did like stuff for Sex and the City and things like that. But like he is another guy who has, you just look at these guys and you're like, he has an incredible career. He did production work for so many like high profile artists. And he also was the musical director and pianist for Idina Menzel whenever she was touring and things like that. So like he has done it all. Um, and also the thing that I saw that I loved was that he's a Zen Buddhist as well. Yeah.
Nice. Mike's parents have neighbors that are Zen Buddhists, and they
Uh-huh.
have like a commune, and they have these little white dogs that they walk up and down the street.
Love it.
I think they have llamas too that they take walking down the street. It makes me happy.
That
I would
rocks.
I would like probably be a Zen Buddhist, but like uh
I I don't
there's a
know if
lot involved with
yeah.
that I just don't. I'm too lazy
Yeah, I hear
to
you.
meditate that much.
Who has the time to meditate that much? Um yeah, no, but I just thought that was cool. I was like, how do you marry a career in
Yeah,
entertainment with that? But like,
yeah.
I'm sure you could. I'm absolutely sure that you could. It was just an interesting combination, I thought.
Isn't Richard Gere? He's Buddhist.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a Zen Buddhist, but he's definitely a Buddhist because like there was so much like I remember how much he was made fun of for that because like certainly
Uh-huh.
whenever he came out and said that, I feel like it was seen as like a sort of like crazy sort of cookie culty religion,
Yeah.
whereas I think
Yeah.
things are a lot different now. I hope things are a lot different now. Obviously the world's so tolerant and chill these days.
Yes.
Everybody will be,
It was like, okay, yeah, like,
yeah, it's fine.
yeah. The Nexum, what was it? The
Oh,
Nexum
Nexium?
cult? Nexium.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's worth
You should
investigating that. There's some
there's
great
there's a
documentaries on it and
documentaries.
stuff.
Yes, yes, highly recommend it. Um, so yeah, I was thinking like, is this believable? You know, uh like it's a Cinderella story, right? It
It
reminded
is.
me of Pretty Woman,
Yeah,
except for she really is the master of her own
she
destiny,
is.
and it's not so much that like whether or not like she was in a relationship with Harrison Ford in this, like she would have ended up at the same place. What's
Yes.
nice is that like before work, like this was like one of the sweetest things. Uh he gets her little lunchbox.
Yeah.
Like she goes through this whole like, you know, uh she's a fraud, right?
Yeah.
Basically, and pretends to be her boss and gets this big merger to happen. And in the end, it all works out. Like the guy hires her
Yeah.
and all of that wonderful stuff. But yeah, so her first day, he's like, "Here's your milk money and your sandwich and your
Yeah.
PBJ." It's just like the sweetest thing, like
It
getting
really
her
was.
ready to go. And yeah,
Um,
again, another Harrison Ford moment that will live on forever.
Absolutely. Yes, it was it was really lovely, I must say. And like I think, but like you're so right, like in terms of, she feels so accomplished, she feels so like engaged, and she feels like in terms of like how she speaks is like eloquent, and like, because like the whole thing is that, she has this I guess what, Staten Island accent, I guess maybe, and
Yeah.
she's like trying to like sand the edges off this, but like she is very precise about what she says, and she says, like, and certainly, there are like key moments in the film where like things could kind of go either way, and she like really diffuses them, or really kind of like demonstrates her value, demonstrates her, intelligence so clearly, and it's always
Hmm.
really great to see. It's always like, I think, um, because like, the famous line from this film is, I've written it down. I've got a head for business and a body for sin,
Yeah.
right? And I think
God for
that's what
sin.
it's so good. It's so good, and I think that's what's so effective about this, because like it's that stereotype that people tend to, and I'm sure not. I would be like this sometimes as well. See somebody like that and think they're going to be thick as pig shit, whereas like it's often not the case. In terms of how people look physically has nothing to do with their intelligence at all,
That's exactly why I've been wearing pajamas out in public
exactly.
for the last like week and a half. Mike
Because
yesterday
everybody's
was like, "You're going out of the house wearing that," and like he never cares what I wear. He was like, "Your pink pajama pants," and I was like, "Yep,
and like
going
the
to
people
jujitsu."
people look at you and go, she doesn't give a shit, she's clearly smart as fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect. And I hear you. Like, as the older I get, the more I'm like, especially
Does
when I'm
it
settling in for the
matter?
night and I've got my
Yeah.
pajama bottoms on, I'm like, am I just gonna go for the shop in these, or like should I change? And like, I don't think, I haven't done it yet, but like I think I'm close.
Yeah. Now I'm
Because like,
there. I'm there.
who cares?
Yeah. Who cares?
Truly, who cares? Especially when you just go to the shops, who gives a shit?
It's true. It's true. Um, okay, so favorite actors.
Um, Man, everybody's good. Like,
Everybody's good.
I wrote, Kevin Spacey is really effective at playing a creep. Who knew?
Yes, that
Um,
was one of the things that I wrote for things that didn't work. I
yeah,
wrote
well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it works.
the hair, the eye makeup, and Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, he's like, again, considering with the hindsight that we have now and knowing about him, it actually makes him seem like it's kind of fitting in a way. It's still, you
Yes,
still like kind of hit
yes,
to see him. Whenever I saw his name in the credits, I was like, oh no. But like
yes.
he's not in it very much, which I was
No.
kind of relieved about.
So it was, I guess he was brought in like very last minute. Another actor had that role. Um, so the day that the scene was shot, Mike Nichols, I guess he was in he directed Heartbreak, which I've seen.
Okay.
Uh it's with like Jack Nicholson and Meryl Streep. He was just like, can you do this today? And he was like, yeah. So he sent the car, he learned his lines, driving to the shoot. And I guess Nichols, I didn't know this. He was under pressure to finish the scene so they wouldn't have to postpone his wedding to Diane Sawyer 2 days later.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So I didn't know that they were married or are
No,
married. Were married.
we're married. Yeah, no, I did. When I was looking into it, he's been married 4 times, so I guess we're
Yep.
married, you know.
Yeah. That seems
That's,
pretty like as we're going through all of these things and I'm like researching actors and actresses, actors, they're all actors, they don't have to be actresses, right? Uh,
yeah.
Most people have been married about 4 times.
Yeah. I think that's a very common, like, Hollywood thing, you know. So, like, that kind of makes sense.
There
Um,
was a brief shot with Ricky Lake. I don't know if you spotted her. She was
oh
one of the
no.
bridesmaids. Yeah, Oliver Platt
Yes.
he was, I mean, he's in everything, so he was Tessa's first bot. Like it was a really good cast, I
Their
think.
reaction to him sending her out for that meeting, and whatever his name was has a micro penis, and is a sleazy pimp and has a micro penis was wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, she's a firebrand. It's amazing. So, yeah, so we're talking about actors. I think I also need to talk about Sigourney Weaver. It's so like I also wrote
Yes.
she's such a babe, and she's so effective at that sort of like you know nice veneer, but actually kind of calculating and kind of actually a bitch.
She
Um,
can actually play like an evil character,
yeah,
but like so well that you're like, is she evil or is she nice? Like you're
yeah,
wondering kind of the whole time until the very like end when she, is pointing her crutches at people and showing her true colors.
yeah. So just what she's just wonderful and she's just does such a good job and like
Yeah.
so like and just I say the core three of them are just wonderful like that Alec Baldwin stuff he's just the perfect sort of like scumbag boyfriend
Yes.
you know
Yes.
the it's you know it's I was the other thing I was thinking about was his what do you call that medallion, is it St. Christopher?
Probably.
Okay, just that and a big kind of mat of chest hair is just such an iconic look. It's just
Yeah.
incredible.
With this like slicked back hair. Very
and
good.
and just him with the like the proposal in front of just
Yeah.
but also this is that line of maybe and he goes, what do you mean maybe, and he goes, you want a different answer, ask a different girl. It's
Yep.
just
Yes.
incredible.
Yes. I will say I wish that I don't know how many movies Melanie Griffith has been in,
Yeah,
but this one like I believed her. I believed her. I loved her delivery. I
yeah.
loved her. She cleared her throat how many times? Like 24
Did you
times.
make a note of that? Wow.
I did, yeah. Which I loved. It was just like part of her character, you know? Um, so I really, really, really liked her as an actress. And, yes, Andy said she was, not, no one really knew her. She wasn't top billing, but I think she really turned this into, I mean, she became a movie star when she made this movie.
She did. Like I don't think she had a like because like I was looking at her other movies and I and certainly when I think about my memories of her I'm kind of like what else was she in that I liked? And there's not a ton of stuff to be honest with you, but she certainly
Yeah,
like kept working, which is not something that a lot of actors, especially female actors from the 80s, can do, you know.
yeah, totally. Um, so I guess because I was like, it was so realistic, just like being a woman in the workplace, especially at that time. You know, she had to find her own way in order to get what she wanted, and she knew no one would take her seriously if she was just a secretary. And, like I do think that that was a good point. But I guess she and Sigourney Weaver, they followed several like female executives and secretaries,
Oh, okay.
like, yeah, in New York, um, sat down. observe meetings so that they would really like get an idea of the industry from like the female perspective. So I think it was pretty accurate.
I love it. Yeah. No, it
Yep.
really does seem like, I mean, it is one of these things. It's how like, you know, how tough it is for somebody who is in a certain position, be it a secretary or whatever, to
Yes.
actually rise up the ranks to, like, actual, I guess a managerial role or like
Yeah.
what's the word I'm looking for, whatever, but like, in like a sort of like something other than secretary, making that leap is very difficult, and it kind of
Yes.
did a great job of
Yes.
kind of showing that.
Yes. And like you have to be like Harvard educated and she
Yeah.
wasn't, all that kind of stuff. So, um, yes. I just wrote Kevin Spacey playing himself. Hair. I don't know if you've ever heard the term the higher the hair, the closer to God. It's like a term for women in the South. They like the big
Oh, really?
hairs. The higher
Wow.
the hair, the closer
Amazing.
to Jesus. Um, Fur coats were happening at this time too. Uh,
Yes.
yeah. So it was quite something. So okay, this is fun. Melanie Griffith um has been very like straightforward. I'm not like ruining anything or spreading rumors. So she's been very straightforward about her struggles with drugs and alcohol during this movie.
Uh-huh.
So in one interview, she relayed how she and fellow actor Alec Baldwin were partying in Manhattan one night and wound up showing up late for the shoot, and they were visibly intoxicated.
Wow.
So, like cocaine and alcohol
Yeah.
inebriated, and Mike Nichols was like freaked out. They were like, "You have to." He was like, "I'm not going to tell production or the insurance company, but you have to pay for the time that we wasted because
Yeah.
of you." So he fined her $75,000.
Wow. Geez, that's big
Uh-huh.
money back
I
then.
know. And for the lost, yeah, production time. And then they had a nurse stay on hand to test her sobriety for the rest of the shoot.
Yikes.
And
Okay.
then 3 weeks later, after wrapping, she went to rehab. So,
Wow. Okay.
so I'm now I'm
Nuts.
like, is she high there? Is she high there?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I suppose like, it's always like it's a different time back then, but like, definitely a time of excess back then where it was just kind of like, this is just how it is sort of thing
yeah,
rather than, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Of
It
course
was
you're
kind of,
drinking. Of course you're like
yeah,
out partying, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yes. So, um, so, okay, what's the name of that movie that is Melanie Griffith in it? Where it's
Uh-huh.
like the lions, or is it, it's like, no, Tippi Hedren. It's Tippi Hedren and Melanie Griffith are in it. And
Okay.
you had told me about it, and like people like got injured, and like,
Oh shit,
what's the
Roar.
name of it?
Roar.
Roar. Okay, so
Yeah.
Roar. So it's just funny because so Melanie Griffith starts out with like giant hair, cuts it in order to be like taken seriously. Um, and then she has like her first business meeting with Jack Trainer. Uh, After like she meets him at a party and he like doesn't admit to who he is, and then they end up having this, I don't know what. He like takes her home. She's like, "Did I sleep with you?" And he's like, "No, like you didn't. I just like put you to bed because you were wasted." Anyways, so the next day she has a meeting and he is there and she's like, "Oh my God." But uh her hairdo is an homage to her mother's hairdo. Her
Oh,
mom was
okay.
Tippi Hedren, and how her mom wore her hair in the movie The Birds by Alfred
Fascinating.
Hitchcock. Yeah. So
I love that. I
yes.
One of the things I want to say as well about like I feel like what's great about Harrison Ford in this in particular is that he is definitely horny, but he's also not sleazebag. Like
Yeah.
he is. I think the balance is great. Like
Yeah.
he is respectful, but he's also kind of like, when he talks about putting her to bed, he's like I put, I close my eyes, put you to bed. He goes, maybe
It
I
might
stole a
maybe
peek,
peaked. Yeah.
maybe I peeked, but like no, that's perfect. Like
Yeah.
he is a gentleman, but he's also human. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna take a look. Of course I am.
Yeah.
Um,
And he was honest about it.
he
Okay,
was.
so Do you want to know how Harrison Ford got his scar?
Yes, I do actually. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, so Mike Nichols does a good job of like really shooting Harrison Ford in like I don't know, but there's a shot where they're at the bar and you really get a look at the scar in like a way that I don't think I've seen it in other movies. So Harrison Ford got his famous scar by crashing into a pole on Laguna Canyon Road in Laguna Beach, California. I guess he was like a player at the Playhouse there, so he
Okay.
was like doing like little acting. I'm sure he was carpentering as well. Um, and he got like a rush. What he says is a this is a tongue twister, a rush stitch job at South Coast Hospital in Laguna Beach. Um, and I guess in the movie, he says he was piercing his ear as a teen and fainted and hit his chin on the toilet, which I kind of like that story better.
Yeah, that's nice. I like it. Yeah, I had wondered about that because it is it's a great detail. Yeah, that's cool.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's another one I was thinking about was, it's great whenever you see a film or filmed on location because it was definitely filmed in New York, and it's another thing. I mean, it even goes back to Romancing the Stone. Like there's scenes
Yes.
in New York where you're just like, why? Why did they do that?
Yeah.
And this is another one that's just really great in that regard. Um, but yeah, just again, something I feel like I'm banging on about a lot in these episodes is that idea of like, things being filmed practically on sets and stuff like that. And this is just another kind of really wonderful example of that. Obviously, it's not like a ton of special effects or anything like that here, but it still is. It's still great in that regard.
Yeah. They're in like an office building. You look out on the Hudson, you can see the Staten Island Ferry going by because it was filmed in the World Trade Center towers.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Because I
No,
looked at like filming locations and yeah, it was like one World Trade Center and I was like, "Oh."
wow. Okay,
Yeah.
nuts. That
Which
makes
is like
sense.
it's so weird to see the skyline with the twin towers.
Yeah,
It's just like that's it's still hard.
because I would have been like my first time visiting New York. It would have been, geez, 99 or 2000. So I remember going through the financial district and walking past them. It's
Yep.
it's kind of it's kind of wild to think how different it is now.
Yeah.
Um, pardon me. So any other thoughts or any other facts or whatnot?
I got a yes. So you were right about Harrison Ford not appearing until 35 minutes into the
Yeah.
movie. Um, Catherine Parker, the character that Sigourney Weaver plays, like there's this moment where Tess McGill, who's Melanie Griffith, is like, I'm 30 years old. And Catherine Parker's like, me too. I'm with 30. I'm turning 30 next week or whatever. She was actually 39,
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver, and like fine wine, that woman. Fine wine.
100%. But you
Yeah.
can kind of tell it's just like a pissing contest
Yeah.
there where she's little like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
32. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wonderful.
Yes.
But again,
Um,
incredible. Looks
totally.
incredible.
Totally.
Still looks incredible to be honest.
So the film contains two subtle nods to Martin Scorsese. I hope I'm saying his name right. Um, so there's an office party, and I did catch this actually because I'm so fucking smart, not really, but he was like, "Oh yeah, the caterers are it's the Raging Bull Catering Company," and I was like, "Raging Bull, like, there's no way
Hmm.
that that would just be like not an a hat tip to Merton." And then there's a mirror in Sigourney Weaver's apartment, and that you can see part of a pool table that's visible, and that's a reference to The Color of Money, which
Okay.
Scorsese directed. And I didn't know
Oh,
that.
part of there's like um been recent. I remember seeing recent kind of chat about exactly how you do say Scorsese's second name, and if there is like some sort of like Scorsese or whatever, but like there is definitely some debate about that. But I think he
Okay.
he set the record straight, and it's not the way most of us do it. So
Okay.
yeah, that's fine. We know everyone knows who we're talking about.
right. It's like yeah, I'm there's lots of people that get their name mispronounced. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. This was the only Oscar nominated performance for Melanie Griffith,
Mhm.
which um I don't know, Roar should have gotten some.
The Roar was before this, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and let's see. Some of these are a little like, I'm not sure if that's actually like an homage, but there's a scene where Tess McGill walks into the meeting the morning after she meets Jack Trainer, and he's standing in front of the window and has the same pattern as the Millennium Falcon.
Hmm.
So I'm like, really? Like, I don't know if that was on
If that's
purpose or
something,
not. Yeah.
that's interesting.
And then there's another, and I did catch this too. There's like negotiations happening, and Jack comments, "We're all waiting to see what color smoke comes out of the chimney," in
Yes.
reference to the Pope being
Yeah.
elected. And I was like, that's
Yeah, it was just the script was just really popped. It was
it
just
was
like fizzing the whole way through. It was
totally,
wonderful.
totally. I totally agree. Yeah, I thought the banter was all lovely.
It
I
was.
thought there's like, and it's the scene, it's the same scene where he hands her the lunchbox, but like they're both getting ready, and he like, you know, or she gets the toast out and takes a bite, and then he hands her the coffee. She puts the toast in his mouth. He takes a bite. Just like the
Yeah.
fluidity of just
Yeah.
them being together
Yeah.
in this little kitchen. Like even that, I was like, this is amazing. Like it's just sweet.
Yeah, that
It's
was
well done. Um, I think obviously there are things that like no one wears real fur anymore.
yeah.
We do our eye makeup a lot differently.
Yeah.
Big hair might come back, but it's probably gonna be a while.
I think just because aerosol sprays are so frowned upon these days, that might be the biggest
Hmm.
hindrance to the return of that.
Because of the ozone layer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
remember that being a big
Yeah.
deal.
Do you remember that thing? Yeah.
Yeah, and then they made like hairspray with like, but it was like the pump,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
you cannot
No,
Aquanet with a pump. You got to have the aerosol.
it's
Like,
not going to be effective.
yeah, no, not at all.
But I'm going to find out whenever I blow out my
You
hair
are
very soon. Watch this
very
space.
excited to see this happen.
Yeah.
Do the bangs, the
Hell yeah.
upswept bangs too, please.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, do you have any other thoughts? Should we get into our final few sections here?
I appreciated that, like, her character and the whole premise of the movie is them trying to do this business deal, and nobody gets hurt in the business deal.
Yes.
And I liked that. It was, she like kept saying like it's a win for everyone, and like it is.
Yeah,
And I think
100%.
that it's like I just appreciated that, like, other than Sigourney Weaver's character, everyone's trying to do the right thing.
Yes,
In a
it's true.
business, apparently that's very difficult. So,
And like she seems like I don't I suppose she's the closest thing the movie has to a villain, and she's not really that
yeah.
villainous. She's just, I guess, probably she's in a position in the 80s that few women get to, and probably insecure about that, and is fighting her hardest to maintain that,
Yes.
and probably make some decisions she maybe wouldn't be proud of to kind of maintain that position.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, love it. Um, okay, so I'll do too legit to fit.
Yes.
I really struggle with this because, like,
I know. I was like, who's he gonna pick?
I mean, it's got to be either Melanie Griffith or Sigourney Weaver. I think it was
Uh,
the ski outfits and everything. But like, I
that's true.
think um Melanie Griffith's character had much more fun outfits overall, and yeah, and because I want to blow out my hair,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to pick her. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tess McGill.
Agreed. And
Yeah.
I think like her best friend, played by Joan Cusack, like I can't quite get over how much she looks like Boy George, but also
Yeah,
like
she
Joan
does have
Cusack.
some real Boy
So
George vibes. Yeah.
yeah, they did a good job with like, making her look totally 80s.
Yeah, very much so.
But yeah, I agree. Tess, definitely. Oh, although Harrison Ford changing his shirt was like
Oof, yeah.
it was a whole scene that was not necessary at all
No,
and did not move the story forward at all. But like,
I mean, hubba hubba.
yeah,
I mean, it's also kind of like, it's really interesting, I think, looking at what, you know, well-built bodies were like in the 80s versus, what they are now, which is
yeah,
like they're science bodies that have been manufactured through
yes.
a very strict regimen of diet and exercise.
And or like, I saw that dudes are getting like calf implants.
Yeah,
So like muscle implants, they can't even.
it's just it's such a bummer.
Let's
But
just
like,
be a little doughy, people. It's
yeah, exactly.
okay.
But he just looks incredible. Like him, he
Yeah,
does. He's got really good. Like his arms look great. Like he's
yeah,
just, oh yeah,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely
And they're all
wonderful.
like smoking cigarettes and like buildings with like windows that don't open and
Yeah, like he's just smoking a cigar at one point. It's
I
just like
know.
taking it for granted that they're gonna
Yeah,
smoke. It's like this
yeah,
rocks.
yeah. So,
Love it. No, I don't think there's any animals, so no animal acting award. But
mm-mm.
then Beth, so overall, what are your thoughts in terms of revisit, remember, refuse, or redo?
You know, I felt a little bad because we're on a Harrison Ford kick and like, I was like, this isn't really his show, but I don't care.
Yeah,
I loved it. I love doing a rewatch.
yeah,
I would say if you've never seen it before, it's worth it.
it is.
And if you've seen it already, it's worth a revisit.
Yeah, 100%. I'm right
Yeah,
there with you. Like I say, I hadn't seen it for a long time, and I remembered enjoying it when I was younger, and I
yeah,
was quite looking forward to it, and it was just such a delight and just such a lovely. Like I think what works in its favor is that although it's in like a high profile sort of business, it's like it does feel quite low stakes for the most part. Like it feels quite cozy. Like not there are conflicts, but they're not major. It's just, um, it's just more about the characters and how they're interacting and things like that. And it was just, yeah, it was completely lovely. And yeah, I would definitely recommend a revisit, or like Beth
yeah.
said, if you haven't watched it, definitely check it out.
Also, like you and we are of the cubicle generation, right?
Yeah,
Right now it's open floor plan everywhere, but like we had cubicles
yeah,
and it sucked.
yeah, it
It
did.
sucked. And so like I had moments where I went from like a cubicle to I remember um when I was working at the college and I actually had an office with a door and a window.
Uh-huh.
And I remember like shutting my door and like having that working girl moment at the end of the
Mm.
that happens at the end of the movie where like she realizes like no, the office is hers. She's got a door. She calls her friend. She's like, "You guess where?" You're like, "Guess where I am?" or whatever. And I've had moments where I'm like, "Oh my God, like I've made it." And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
song from Working Girl by Carly Simon is like playing in my head.
Just
So,
beautiful. Like it was just such a
yeah.
beautiful moment. It really was.
Yeah.
Also,
And that song is not credited in the movie at all, and yet she won an Oscar for it. So
oh really?
go
For the
Carly Simon.
movie?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Best original song.
That rocks. I mean, it deserves
Yep,
it because it just feels like it's so central to the character of the movie. So yeah, fantastic. Love it.
yep, yep.
All right. In that case, Beth, what has been bringing you joy this week?
Um, honestly, I just love Tijuana.
Yeah.
So just like getting to go and like it's just this like Andy, you've walked this walk,
Yeah.
but like going from the States into a completely other country and it feels like that. You're just like, oh, I'm not in Kansas anymore or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I love it. I dig it. I hear the same rooster every time I walk across the border and like I know the cabbies now, the people that have the taxis, like they see me and they're like, "You're back." I'm like, "Hey," it's like
That
it's
rocks.
just I do. I like it. The same street dog is there. He's still alive. I, make sure to give him a little something every time. So I just love going there. Mike's like, "Next time we should go to like Hotel de Caesar and get the Caesar salad." And I'm like, "I know."
I,
So,
I would be interested to hear a report on that and see what it's like. If it's the
yeah,
original, it's
it
gotta be
is.
good, right?
Oh, I've done it. It's great.
Okay. I love it. All
What
right.
about you?
So, I guess, I mean, like, it seems reductive, but like movies, I guess, like, especially
Yes.
recently, it's just been so lovely just chilling out and having an excuse because I've not been feeling well to just like veg out on the sofa and just like watch a few movies and has been just delightful. And yeah, having the excuse for that and just kind of wallowing in that. I also like going out to see Zootropolis too.
Zootopia.
Zootopia.
You're so sick.
Oh, my
You're a
brain, my crazy
Zootropolis.
brain.
You're a Zootropolis.
Zootropolis too.
I'm gonna tell the kids are gonna die if they thought it was called Zootropolis.
I feel
Yeah,
like I feel like I was aware I was probably going to do that, primed myself not to do that, and then did it
yes,
anyway.
did it
But
anyway.
anyway, I would say also thoroughly enjoy. Like somebody told me, because like my local
It's
cinema
good.
doesn't have a lot of like it has much of a lot of the mainstream stuff, but not a lot of the kind of like more interesting bits and pieces. And I was like, my friend was like, check it out, it's great fun, and it
Uh,
was just a blast. It was just
it was.
it was a great time at the movies.
There's a my favorite. We're doing the hey bub, hey bub, hey bub.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
walruses talking to each other. But I do say, I've been saying hey babe or something. I think I've been saying hey bub to Charles, but like before the movie. But now it's like we're all hey bubbing each
So
other.
the two things we need to do is start hate bombing people and calling everybody Poppy as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, hey,
And
what's
yes,
up, Poppy?
yeah. Hey
Amazing.
puppy. It's okay, puppy. Yeah,
I
so good.
love it.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Adam Sam. Yes.
So a few things before we end. Next week
Uh,
we're doing Witness. If anybody wants to
yep,
watch it before the
yep,
episode.
yep.
I apologize to everybody for coughing and spluttering through this
You did good, kid.
episode. I would
It's
like to
okay,
say
puppy.
it's okay. Thanks. That's what I needed to hear. I would say that I will like use my editing skills to remove it, but let's face it, I don't have
Nah,
time for that. I'm just gonna do the best I
no.
can to minimize it, and it'll be fine.
Min
Um,
minimum effort, my friend.
exactly. But Beth, can you tell everybody where they can find us?
You can find us at bendypodcast.com. Thank you for all the new people that are like checking out our website.
Yeah,
We're just getting more traffic and more listens generally. So I'm just excited to have new folks listening to us ramble about whatever.
I I was thinking that we need to like come up for a name for our fans, like, and if
Yeah,
anybody out there has ideas on what you'd like to be collectively known as, that would be
yeah,
cool.
that would be cool.
But we'll get
So
there. But anyway,
if
something
you're
to think
ready.
about. All
Yes.
right. In that case, folks, are you ready for the worst one ever?
Uh-huh.
It's time to remind you to stay
Hey,
bendy. Oh,
Bendy.
it was
That wasn't
everything,
bad.
everything
No, I
in my
think
power not to cough there.
I know you did good. The worst one was when you had to like go, and I kept like I didn't get the memo, and then I was like, oh yeah, you're like you got to go. So we were like, say Bendy, and then that was it.
All
Anyways,
right, folks.
okay,
We love
love
you. Bye bye.
you.